I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. Peter was born in Imola, Italy during the time of Bishop Cornelius, who convinced him that real greatness resides in mastering one's own passions and rejecting evil desires, and that this is a sure way to obtain God's blessings. He was appointed Archbishop of Ravenna, a city where there were a large number of pagans, and he worked so enthusiastically to convert them that when he died, there were already very few pagans or non believers in this place. People liked his sermons very much, and that is why they gave him the nickname Crisologus, which means the one who speaks very well. His way of speaking was concise, simple, and practical. He did not preach in the hot months of the year because he said with great sharpness, "In these times of such stifling heat, I do not preach to you because you crowd a lot to listen to me, and with these high temperatures, the suffocation and upsets come, and they throw all the blame on my sermons." People were amazed that in fairly short sermons he was able to summarize the most important truths of faith. 176 sermons are preserved from him, very well prepared and carefully written. For example, in his sermon number 19, he said, "It is weakness and not the will that rejects healthy remedies, such as some sick people shun remedies, and the Father, not with force but with love, induces the Son to the rigor of discipline, knowing how harsh discipline is for immature senses." Well, if bodily sickness is guided with prayers to healing, and if the childish spirit is lovingly led to prudence, how admirable is it that the apostle, the evangelist, who is at all times a doctor and a father, begs to lift up minds wounded by carnal diseases, to elevate them to divine remedies. The martyrs by death are born, and with the end they begin. By slaughter they live and shine in the heavens, while on earth they were considered extinct. In Sermon 117, he said, "The Word, the wisdom of God, became man for this reason." The Apostle St. Paul says that two men gave rise to human race, namely Adam and Christ, two men similar in their bodies but very different in their actions, totally equal in the number and order of their physical members, but totally different in their respective origins. The first man, Adam, was an animated being. The last Adam, Christ, is a living, giving spirit. The mysterious action of the Spirit fertilizes with its light the maternal womb of the virginal source, so that those whom the earthly origin of their race gives birth to in an earthly and miserable condition are born again in a heavenly condition and become similar to their same Creator. He highly recommended frequent communion and exhorted his listeners to make the Holy Eucharist their weekly meal. The education and evangelizing work of Peter Crisologus, which has been such as that of the Church in all parts of the world, although sometimes it has not been the best, teaches that we Catholics can certainly be proud of our Church, of the missionaries and priests like Pedro Crisologus, who have given their lives to promote true human culture, which leads to Christ, and Christ is God, and with God we always win.